I got the stove going.
You got a nice little setup out here.
Well, it'd be nice if it was cleaner. Thank you, sir.
Man cave.
Open her up. See what you think. Hey guys, Danny Mac here. I got a story to tell you. And it's about this right here. So, back in 2018, in the fall of 2018, so a really good friend of mine, his bass was stolen. And we were playing a gig in a local bar here, and he arrived and then realized that his bass was missing out of the back of his Jeep. So, fast forward to this summer, 2023, so almost 5 years later, because it was in September of 2018 that it went missing. And he got a call or a message from somebody saying, hey, I think I got your bass. Actually, they messaged one of his nephews and said, I think I have your uncle's bass here. The guitar wasn't pristine. Probably about 15 years ago or more, we were playing a gig in a roadhouse type bar, and a guy had lost his cool and he decided to drive his car through the front door. And in doing so, everybody scattered, people ran in different directions, and Tom's bass amp ended up getting knocked over, and it landed on this bass, and it broke it. Anyway, the bass was sent to Ontario. His brother had it fixed up there, and they ended up CNCing a brand new piece of wood in the back of the body. And like I said, I'll show you that here in just a second. And sure enough, this guy identified it by that piece of wood in the back. So Tom finally got the bass back. And I hope you are all ready to see this, because this is anyway, you'll know my frustration whenever you see it. So this is what we're dealing with here. This is what we're working with. Look at that. So there's what idiots can do to a 1976 Fender Jazz. I mean, when Tom got it back and he's seen this, he was devastated. He was heartbroken, and I don't blame him. They basically gutted it. They ripped everything out of it. There's nothing left. And we'll come up here. They actually had filed, so they filed the serial number off of the headstock, so that's gone. So that's gone, and then in doing so, they covered they covered it with, I don't know what the hell this is. It's like some kind of shellac or something. And they've got runs in it and everything. It's just a mess. It's just a disaster. Like, look at the runs in this stuff. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're going to have to get that all off of there. We'll have to steel wool that till it's all gone. Like, look at the run up there. Like, what is that? Jesus. So yeah, so this I'll show you the body here. So this is where it had been repaired originally in Ontario, and this to me, this is a war wound. This is a scar. This is something that happened during a show, and this is a wound. Now, what I'm about to show you here on the front, this is just idiotic pieces of shit. So this, just take a look at that. So what they had done, I don't even know what they used here. It must be like a chisel or something. Anyway, they had chiseled out the body all the way around, and then they sunk this plate down in so that it's level with the top of the body, and then they covered this over with body filler. And it was just the tone controls and the volume sticking out, or the two volumes in the tone and the jack. That's all that was sticking out through the... Anyway, it's just a nightmare. It is an absolute nightmare. So what we're going to do, so I went over to my brother's wood shop, and I got a piece of ash from him. So this is a nice little chunk of ash. So I'm going to try, or I'm going to attempt to make an inlay for in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my router. and just clean this. And then I'll worry about the edge once I get my inlay measured out and cut. So here's what I come up with to make a template. Just like the forensic files, boys. So what I'm going to do is I've got this taped down, and I'm going to do the old-fashioned pencil, and hopefully it'll trace out the line around where it needs to be. So let's see how that goes. Okay, there's my template. Worked out pretty good. Yeah, and something I forgot to mention before people blow up and say, wait a minute, this isn't vintage correct, blah blah blah, I'm gonna blow a gasket. Way back in the day, active EMG pickups were the big rave for a while, back in the 80s. And this was routed out by somebody, I'm not sure who. Somebody routed that out for a 9-volt battery. That's what that was there for. So I'm just going to sand this here last little bit. But I stopped in at Tom's on the way home, and I got the Jazz pick guard. So I'm going to use this to set where the control plate needs to be. Then I'll drill my holes, and then I'm going to transfer everything from the old plate to the new one and test fit it in there and just make sure that everything fits before we move on. But we are going to order the paint for it, and then yeah, we should be off to the races.